I find that often we get a little mushy with our terms and we don't have clear definitions or understandings for them, especially with those two big terms that we often throw around, purpose in life and meaning in life. And
Yes.
the way that you think about them and define them and articulate them to people, uh, do you use purpose and meaning in life as synonymous, interchangeable terms, or are they two different things that integrate together in living a full life and experiencing a good life? How do you define those terms?
Yeah, I would say purpose is a part of meaning, but I would say purpose is some end or teleological goal for the sake of which I was put here on earth. I was put here on earth to seek to live in order to bring about this purpose or goal. Like if I have a purpose, if my job gives me a purpose at work, then I have a specific end that I am seeking to bring about in the company. So that's purpose would be having an end or something in this for the sake of which I'm living. Meaning includes that, but it goes beyond that to realizing that my activities, if they're done for God, have objective value in and of themselves, even if I'm playing, as long as it's appropriate. But everything I do, if there is a God, if I do it in with His knowing He's watching and wanting Him to be delighted in my own pleasure in these things, transforms everything I do into a really important meaning. And it's just incredible how the insignificant quote things of the day can be tremendously meaningful if there is a personal God, and
Yeah.
I realize these things. So I would say meaning is having significance or
Mm.
real value to it, and that would be a little broader than purpose, but it would
Hmm.
include purpose as far as I can see.
Yeah, so I'm glad to hear that. I think that we think about these terms in the same way, in the ways that I've tried to articulate them, and the way that I put it. And you can respond to this if you agree or disagree, or maybe would revise it. The way that I've tried to boil it down is that purpose is something that is objective, that must come from outside of you, that we cannot determine purpose.
Absolutely not.
And then meaning in life is something that is more experienced out of our purpose, experiencing the significance of our own life, that
Yeah,
our life matters, and that the things that we do matter whenever we are following that purpose for our life. And so that's what it means to have a meaningful
I
life.
like
And so that's
that.
the way that I've usually kind of categorized them in a very simplistic way. Is just one being more objective, something that you receive from outside of yourself, the other being experiential in consequence of living out the objective purpose.
I
Is
really like
is that
that.
something you would agree with, or?
I really do. I really like it because what you smuggled in there is both some objective purpose that I don't create, and I think we need to make a qualification on that. I think it is possible for me to have the sense that God put me here to to bring to give people better health. Let's say that's kind of my sense of why I'm here. But I think that I could, quote unquote, create my own path in that I might choose to be a cardiologist instead of a dentist, and that would be okay, a legitimate way of quote unquote creating. But even that piggybacks on the fact that there is inherent good in me seeking to be a healthcare provider in some sense, and I don't create that. And that raises the gnarly question: well, where does intrinsic goodness come from? And that's a very big problem.